Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. Talking TV streaming. In TV streaming, we have a handful of follow-ups is really all we got. We got a new trailer for a new Carnival Row season, so let's talk about follow-ups first, though. Let's get into Westworld, canceled over at HBO. Yeah, it seems that Zaslav Cleaning House is not done just yet. The last season didn't really get great reviews or ratings, so when those two things don't line up, you gotta go, and that's kind of the way this is lining up. So that's what we got, Westworld. Next, we have Green Lantern. This one has not been axed just yet, though we do have a very interesting update. So you can throw out any of those rumors that we were talking about previously, because HBO Max has lost their head writer, Seth Grahame-Smith. So that means that the show is going to be pivoting, and now, according to the people who are announcing this, the pivot is going to be focusing on Jon Stewart exclusively for this series. Again, it's going to be over on HBO Max. No release date has been announced for it just yet, though I would imagine whatever they were shooting for has just been pushed back by a little bit. From follow-ups, we go into trailers, and like I said, Carnival Row Season 2 has just dropped its first trailer, and also the announcement that Season 2 is going to be the end of the series. February 17th of 2023 is when it is going to go live on Amazon Prime. I believe they did this one in a weekly release schedule. I don't think you're going to be able to binge it all at once, though. Don't hold me to that one because I'm not 100%. Either way, the trailer has me pretty hyped about it. If you haven't watched the first season, I strongly suggest that you do, because it is some pretty great fantasy television, especially considering they've got the Amazon budget behind them and whatnot. So that is where we are with trailers, and that is honestly what we have for the TV streaming section. So TV streaming suggestions. This week we're talking about American Horror Story New York City. The current season of American Horror Story, I read somewhere some reviewers equating it to the 7 of the series, as in 7 the movie. They're comparing it to the movie 7. And I mean, when you consider how bonkers the first 10 seasons are, by all intents and purposes, that makes a fair amount of sense. This is probably the most focused I've ever seen American Horror Story, and also the most coherent I've ever seen American Horror Story. So it's definitely worth a watch if you are a horror fan. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.